Did you vote in this year's election?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you worried about this upcoming election?
Yeah, a little bit.
Why?
Especially after what happened last presidential election, things are just kind of crazy right now.
Yeah, I would say I'm a little bit worried, just because of the possible outcomes of one of the parties is just a little frightening for a lot of different people, and yeah, I think it's a bit scary.
Do you think both parties have been fairly portrayed in the media?
I think both parties have been bashed by the media a little bit, but also to an extent you have to realize that both of them have done some bad things in their life and it's kind of surfacing now.
I do to a certain extent. I feel like both parties in the media are kind of like exposed on different things that both sides will use against the other side. I also think there's a lot of misleading things that the media portrays about both parties, so it's kind of hard to say like one more than the other.
Are you worried or prepared for riots and violence following the election?
I am worried about them, but I am not prepared at all for them.
Yeah, I am a little bit worried. It just seems like this election is like has like some of the most tension that we've seen in history, and I mean we've already seen like outbreaks of things from like the current president, and I just feel like there's so much tension built up between these two groups that one way or the other, one side's not going to be very happy at all about the outcome, or at least a group of individuals on that side.
Have you noticed families or friends disagreeing or maybe altogether ending ties with each other due to the election?
I have definitely noticed that personally. I've had to unfollow so many people on social media for posting things that are just frustrating that have to do with politics.
I personally don't know anyone who's ended ties, but I've know friends who have friends who I've heard stories about that, and I can definitely see how that would happen. As far as like my life goes, I would say that yeah, I've seen a lot of disagreement, mainly just between my friends. I feel like kids our age are a little more adamant about voicing their opinions in group settings and stuff, whereas the adults that I know in my life are a little more private about that stuff.
Do you think this election, or even just these times we're living in, will go down in history?
Absolutely, both the election and the pandemic we're experiencing, there's no way people aren't gonna be hearing about that in the future.
Yeah, I do think it's gonna go down in history. I mean, there's already stuff that like will, but even before the election, that will go down in history. Pandemic, obviously, and I just think that some of the stuff that the parties have said, and just like it's kind of like a milestone of high tension and just a time in society where you can see people very split up between two groups, more so than any other time in like recent history, I would say. So yeah, I think it's definitely gonna make an impact on our history.